Howdy. Here we are once again, back on YouTube this week. We'll start in a few minutes. As usual, we'll start a little bit after 7:30. I'm going to spam the link around everywhere while we wait. Feel free to grab a drink or whatever in the meantime. There's always one person, not two people, one person who logs on almost as soon as I make the video live. Wonder who that person is. What am I up to? Here we go. Everyone's starting to message me for the link already. I just made it. Now let's post it here. Is that working? Yes. I'll post in the event. I'll post it on the Facebook page. Okay, what else are we going to do? Messages for people. G'day, if you're tuning in, we'll be starting in a few minutes. There you go. Okay, cool. Just sending the link around to a few places. We're back on YouTube this week for a brief experiment with Facebook Live last week. Didn't work out too well. Hope you can hear me okay. Oh yeah, I didn't miss it, says Pierrot. If you're tuning into this later when it's not live, look in the description. I'll put a link to where the questions start so that you don't have to sit through all this waffle while we wait for people to get online. Hey Emma, how's it going? Hope you can hear me okay through my fancy microphone. Okay, have I spammed the link everywhere? I think so. Oops, Simone's posting and she's saying, happening yet? Oh, it is happening, Simone. I'll give you the link. Evening, Matt. Good to hear you got the mysteries of time and space sorted out, Pierrot. Watch me on the telly and the laptop. Wow, stereo. Pierrot with a Mythbusters quote. That's interesting. Maybe there's a Mythbusters question tonight. Okay, good. What is it now? 7:31. Good, another couple of minutes. Tonight, I'm drinking pear cider, which, if you're a trivia Nazi, as I obviously am, if it's made from pears, it's not cider, it's perry. But I'm probably the only person in the world who finds that annoying and still drinks it anyway, but that's fine. In my browser, I have the Wikipedia pages for perry and cider open, just to prove my annoyance is justified. Right, good. Have I posted it everywhere I normally post it? I think so. Yeah, I mean, cider's fine, but why not call it perry? Anyway. Okay. So yeah, we're back on YouTube Live this week. It is freezing in this room. If I turn my heater on, hopefully it's not too loud. Cheese and crackers on the go. I have to admit, I ate a pizza in my car while driving home from work. That's the life I lead. Because I sort of ran out of time with work stuff and I had a voucher for a free pizza, so I ordered it, got it, ate it in the car on the way home. I'm probably covered in pizza. But anyway, so pizza and cider. The burps will be mighty tonight. Pizza, Piero, from Domino's, although other pizzas are available. Very good. All right, well, we got 10 people on, and it's 3 minutes past. So I just done my little heater on that. That sound isn't too annoying, is it? Obviously, nobody's too bothered about it. All right, so if you are tuning in for the first time, or even if you're not, I'll give you the rundown on how this all works. Firstly, my name is James. I'll be your host for the evening. And what this is basically what I would normally do on a Tuesday night, go to the pub and play trivia. So we can't go to the pub at the moment, or we sort of can now, but for the last little while we haven't been able to. So I've been doing pub trivia from home. So we're going to have 10 rounds. Sorry, we're going to have 3 rounds. 10 rounds would be a very long night. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're going to have 3 rounds. The first round is going to be 20 questions of fairly easy, not super easy, but fairly easy questions, and then I'll give you the answers. No, not 10 rounds, sorry. That's not a good sign if I can't even remember how many questions there are. Then we're going to have round 2, which is 20 less easy questions. Get it together, James. And then we'll have the answers. And then we'll have our quite difficult / silly round 3, which that is 10 questions. And if you get any of those right, then you're doing pretty well. Okay, and then at the end, we'll have a Who Am I question, which you can use as a tiebreaker or just for fun. And we'll also have the solution to our challenge from last week. Emma's asking, how much of that Perry / cider have I drunk? I've actually drunk about 2/3 of this can already, so I'm going to have to ration myself for the sake of my voice. Not enough. I do have another 9 cans, so I did stop off at Dan Murphy's on the way home. Right, good. So I realized it was slightly tricky last week because we were on Facebook Live, which not everyone can view. Drunk trivia. So we had a special challenge last week, which was kind of a homework assignment of sorts. You could just Google the answers if you wanted, but ideally you'd sort of think about it over the intervening week, and I'll give you the answers later tonight. But if you missed that because it was on Facebook, I wonder if I should just go through the challenge again so that people who didn't get the chance to try it last week can try it during the course of this week and then get the answers at the end. How does that sound? Am I popping in and out? No? I'm entirely extant. Maybe I'll turn that little heater off. Maybe that's a little bit here too. Okay, well, that's the joys of the wet string that connects my home network to the internet, unfortunately. Okay, I went really loud, then softer. I don't know what could be causing that. All right, so anyway, before we start, I'm going to repeat the challenge from last week. So the volume is changing. Have I turned on any? I haven't got any kind of dynamic volume or anything. We'll just have to see how we go, I guess. All right, we've got 16 people tuning in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat the challenge from last week before we get started. So this is a special challenge. I'll give you the answers at the end. If you have been thinking about it all week and you've already got some answers, please resist the temptation to post them into the comments. If you're paranoid about seeing spoilers, maybe maximize the window or otherwise avoid looking at the comments. Okay, so the challenge, which I'll give you the answers for at the end, there's no points, it's just a thing. The challenge was this from last week. If you write the names of all the countries in the world in English letters, in capitals, there are 5 countries which don't have any spaces that you could color in when you've written them out. So what I mean by that is you couldn't use the word Peru, for example, because a capital P, when you write Peru in capital letters in English, there's a capital P, which has a loop at the top that you could color in, right? The E is okay because it's just sticks. The R has a loop, which you would color in. So the R is not allowed either. And then the U would be okay. So what you want is 5 countries that don't have any enclosed spaces that you could fill in. And there's a bonus sixth one, which is sort of not quite a fully fledged country. It's a territory. Rah, rah. Okay, does that make sense? Good. I'll give you the answers to that at the end of the night. That was a special challenge from last week, but because we were on Facebook, it was a bit weird. Not everyone saw it. Okay. Now, we're running very late, so let's get started with the quiz. All right, round one, relatively easy first round, 20 questions. Here we go. If the sound's going weird, let me know. Otherwise, we'll just see how we go. Okay, question number one. The beer Corona Extra comes from which country? Excuse me, pizza and Perry is a bad combination. So question one, the beer Corona Extra, somewhat relevant, comes from which country? That's good. It's giving people something to think about in the meantime. Question two, the musical We Will Rock You is based on the music of which band? Question two, We Will Rock You is a musical based on the music of which band? There was something I was going to say then, and I forgot it. Can't have been too important, whatever it was. Question number one was, the beer Corona Extra comes from which country? Question number two was, We Will Rock You is a musical based on the music of which band? Okay, question three. Which two colours are used in Australia for flags denoting the supervised swimming area of a beach? Question three. Which two colours are used in Australia for flags denoting the supervised swimming area of a beach? I can't decide if Jared's being serious or not, because A has something you can colour in when you do it in capitals and in lowercase. Okay, question four. What is the motto of the Boy Scouts? Oh, very good. Yes, Corona from China. Yes, very clever. Yes, that's the thing I was going to say, which no one's doing anyway. Yeah, there's a bit of a lag with the comments, unfortunately, so I lose the punchline of all your jokes. But anyway, yeah, the thing I was going to say was, if you haven't played before, you don't need to be the fastest person in the window or chatting, typing, anything like that. You're basically playing against yourself or against your friends or against the quiz, whatever you like. Question four was, what is the motto of the Boy Scouts? And it's not We Will Rock You. Question five, who was married to Kurt Cobain at the time of his death? Question five, who was married to Kurt Cobain at the time of his death? Ads made it. Oh, yes, you were notably absent early on. So we're up to question five, which was, who was married to Kurt Cobain at the time of his death? Question six, the levels of which acid can rise in muscles during periods of intense exercise, contributing to muscle fatigue? Question six, the levels of which acid can rise in muscles during periods of intense exercise, contributing to muscle fatigue? I remember intense exercise. I used to do it pretty often, playing hockey a couple of nights a week. Not for a while. And all this pizza and Perry is not going to be doing much good without any exercise to burn it off. Anyway, question seven. Which musical instrument's name, roughly translated from Hawaiian, means jumping flea? I'm not going to go to the gym. Gyms are too boring for me. Sorry. I just can't get into them. I understand some people like them. That's great. But give me a stick and a puck and some people to smash into, and I'm much happier. So question seven was, which musical instrument's name, roughly translated from Hawaiian, means jumping flea? I think the word Hawaiian is a bit of a clue there. Question 8. Which unit of depth is also a verb meaning to understand thoroughly? Question 8. Which unit of depth is also a verb meaning to understand thoroughly? Hopefully the sounds stop doing the weird jumping around thing. Oh, something happening on Facebook. Somebody is lost. Nope, they're just liking the link. Okay, good. We usually get people saying, where's the link? But anyway, that's cool. What are we up to now? Question 9. Which Australian player still holds the record for being the youngest person ranked world number 1 in men's single tennis? So question 9. Which Australian player still holds the record for being the youngest person ranked world number 1 in men's single tennis? So if you're wanting to chat on the YouTube thing, but you can't, you might need to go into your account and just make a default channel. I think YouTube has made a rule where you can't post unless you have a channel. You can't comment unless you have a channel. Otherwise, you can just post on the Facebook page, Virtual Aussie Pub Quiz. Like the page if you want to be told about future events. Question 10. What do the letters DE, as in Delta Echo, stand for in the name of the US government agency DEA? What do the letters DE stand for in the name of the US government agency DEA? Are they still a current agency? That's the big question. They are still a current agency. Good. It's not that kind of quiz, Pierre. Don't type it in the comments. Okay, what are we up to now? Question 11. Which practice or study of techniques takes its name from the Greek for hidden writing? Which practice or study of techniques takes its name from the Greek for hidden writing? Speaking of not posting in the comments. That's good. All right, what are we up to now? Question 12. How many Australian cities have hosted Olympic Games? Pretty good round 1 question. Question 12. How many Australian cities have hosted Olympic Games? And I've written in big letters next to that, no bonus question. So I guess any bonus question might give away the answer. That's the problem. So question 12 is simply, how many Australian cities have hosted Olympic Games? Jared says Breaking Bad has taught him well. Ah, yes. Okay, I get which one you're talking about. All right, question 13. In the TV series Mork and Mindy, what planet was Mork from? In the TV series Mork and Mindy, what planet was Mork from? I said no bonus question. Ooh, bonus for the years. But see, I did say no bonus question because it kind of gives away. I don't want to give away the answer to the question. Maybe I should have rephrased the question and just, anyway, too late. Question 12 remains, how many Australian cities have hosted Olympic Games? Okay, good. Question 13 we've had, Mork and Mindy. Question 14, rickets is most commonly caused by a deficiency of which vitamin, or vitamin, if you like. Question 14, rickets is most commonly caused by a deficiency of which vitamin? So there's no bonus points available for question 12, but if you get all the supplementary information correct, you earn the admiration of your peers. There you go. All right, question 15. In the TV series Neighbours, the character Jared Vincenzo Rebecci is more commonly known by which nickname? Question 15. In the TV series Neighbours, the character Jared Vincenzo Rebecci is more commonly known by which nickname? I have no idea if that's how they pronounce that name because I haven't watched Neighbours since about the wedding of Scott and Charlene. Oh, Simone's still working on the special challenge. Okay, so what are we up to now? Question 16. How many legs does a scorpion have? Question 16. How many legs does a scorpion have? Okay, good. Just check the wiki page. Good to confirm answers as I go along. Question 17. Which oath is traditionally taken by physicians confirming their commitment to medical ethics? Question 17. Which oath is traditionally taken by physicians confirming their commitment to medical ethics? Matt says, Neighbours is why I moved over here from the UK. What a disappointment. Well, I've been to the street where they filmed Neighbours, Ramsay Street. It's not actually called Ramsay Street in real life. You'll be surprised to hear. It's in Melbourne. There's a geocache there. That's why I went there. And it's kind of spooky standing there in the middle of that road. And there's a security guard to stop you, I don't know, stealing the letterboxes or something. What are we up to? Question 18. The fictional astronaut Major Tom features in at least 3 songs by which artist? I'm having deja vu about that question. Ready? Oh. Question 18. The fictional astronaut Major Tom features in at least 3 songs by which artist? Got to know your fictional astronauts. Question 19. Okay, this is a multiple choice one. I'm getting towards the end of round 1. Question 19. Dogs and cats can see better in low light than humans for several reasons. But which of these reasons is true? Is it A, their retinas cover a much greater percentage of their eyeballs? B, light passes through their retina twice? Or C, instead of having cones and rods like human eyes, their retina cells are arranged into microscopic pyramids? Quite a wordy question. So question 19, multiple choice. Dogs and cats can see better in low light than humans for several reasons. But which of these reasons is true? A, their retinas cover a much greater percentage of their eyeballs. B, light passes through their retina twice. Or C, instead of having cones and rods like human eyes, their retina cells are arranged into microscopic pyramids. Matt's going to make a pilgrimage to Ramsay Street. It's really just a suburban street. You're not going to bump into whoever the people are, Jared Vincenzo Rebecci, among others. What are we up to now? Question 20, the last question for round 1. Tom Hanks won back-to-back Best Actor Oscars in 1993 and 1994 for 1 point each. Name the 2 films that he won those Oscars for. So question 20, Tom Hanks won back-to-back Best Actor Oscars in 1993 and 1994. For 1 point each, name the 2 films that he won those Oscars for. There's no bonus points for extra Neighbours geography info, Pierre. All right, so that's the end of round 1. Our relatively easy round. Give you the answers in a minute. Give you a sec to work through the answers. If you need any of those repeated or clarified, or if I dropped out or you missed any, let me know. I'll just do a little bit of Facebook home housekeeping. Make sure that I don't know why people ask me questions. I can't remember the name of the neighbor's street. I was there a long time ago. Okay. Pierre would like question 8 again. Okay, question 8 was, which unit of depth is also a verb meaning to understand thoroughly? Peter missed number 11. Question 11 was, which practice or study of techniques takes its name from the Greek for hidden writing? All right, let's go through the answers to round 1. Okay, so round 1, here we go, the answers. The first question was, the beer Corona Extra comes from which country? No, it's not China. It is Mexico. And no, that joke is not the reason why I asked that question. That joke came from Jared. So the answer to question 1 is Mexico. Question 2, We Will Rock You is a musical based on the music of Queen, of course. Adds once, 1, 2, 3. A bit late, whoops. Question 3 was, which 2 colors are used in Australia for flags denoting the supervised swimming area of a beach? Those flags are red and yellow. I guess you can have a half point if you got one of them right. Question 4, what is the motto of the Boy Scouts? It is Be Prepared, which shares the initials of the founder of the scouting movement, Robert Baden-Powell, BP, Be Prepared. Hence the joke. What did the Scoutmaster say when his car horn got fixed? Beep, repaired. Question 5, who was married to Kurt Cobain at the time of his death? That was, of course, Courtney Love, lead singer of the band Hole, among other things. Question 6 was the level of which acid, muscle fatigue, etc. That is lactic acid. Question 7, which musical instrument's name, roughly translated from Hawaiian, means jumping flea? I think it's actually the national instrument of Hawaii. It is the ukulele. Question 8, which unit of depth is also a verb meaning to understand thoroughly? That is fathom, Fathom. You fathom something, or you sink in 200 fathoms, or whatever it is. Question 9, the Australian tennis player holds the record for being the youngest person ranked world number 1 in men's single tennis. That is Leighton Hewitt, still holds the record. Question 10, what do the letters DE stand for in the name of the US government agency DEA? That is the Drug Enforcement Agency. So the answer is drug enforcement. Question 11 was, which practice or study of techniques takes its name from the Greek for hidden writing? Well, usually writing is graph and hidden is crypto. So cryptography or cryptology we would allow. Question 12, how many Australian cities have hosted Olympic Games? No bonus question. The answer is 2. And you get the admiration of your peers if you said Melbourne in 1956 and Sydney in 2000. Okay. The admiration of your peers is not redeemable for cash. Question 13. In the TV series Mork and Mindy, what planet was Mork from? He was from Ork. O-R-K. He was Mork from Ork. Mork calling Ork. Come in, Ork. Question 14, rickets is caused by a vitamin D deficiency. Question 15, in Neighbours, that character is more commonly known as Toady or Toadfish, still a current character and has been portrayed by the same actor, Ryan Maloney, since 1995. Everyone put Pat Cash. Oh, well. It wasn't Pat Cash. It was Leighton Hewitt. Come on, you got to remember Leighton Hewitt. All right, what are we up to? Question 13. No, question 16. How many legs does a scorpion have? They're arachnids. They got 8 legs, like spiders. Okay, question 17. Which oath is taken by physicians confirming their commitment to medical ethics? That is the Hippocratic Oath. I think that's the one that starts with first do no harm. Is that the one? I assume Emma would know that one. Pierre had Hewitt. Very good. Oh, of course. Yes, there's a few nurses in the audience, but they don't need to take the same oath, I guess. Question 18. The fictional astronaut Major Tom features in at least 3 songs by David Bowie, or David Bowie, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Recently passed away, very sadly. Question 19. Dogs and cats can see better in low light than humans for several reasons. Which one of these is true? The answer was B. Light passes through their retina twice because they have a tapetum, a tapetum, which is the reflective layer behind the retina. So light goes in through the retina, bounces off the reflective layer and comes back out. So they get 2 shots at it. And that's why when you shine a torch at a cat or a dog or a rabbit or whatever at night, you get that bright reflecting cat's eye effect back. There you go. The more you know. Question 20. Tom Hanks won back-to-back Best I don't know why I can't say that phrase. Best Actor Oscars in 1993 and 1994. The 2 films were Forrest Gump and Philadelphia. It's multiple choice, Emma. Statistically speaking, at least a third of people got it, I hope. You could flip a 3-sided coin and get it, maybe. That's how probability works, isn't it? Yep, Matt got it. Okay. All right, good. So that was the end of question 20. So that's the end of round 1. Let me know how you went. The 2 films were Forrest Gump and Philadelphia. You got a bit distracted by the end there. It's been a slightly shambolic round so far. Probably related to me having drunk Perry. Whoa. Peter got 17 in round 1. That's pretty good. Matt got 13.5. Oh, yeah. It's 1 point for each movie in question 20. For 1 point each, name the 2 films, Forrest Gump and Philadelphia. In the Bain household, they're playing together because Naomi got tired of losing. This might have been the week when you would have won. Together they got 18. Pierrot got 10. It's pretty good. Jared got 13. Emma got 16.5. Pretty good. Ads got 16. Pretty good. No, 17 from Ads. 15 from Pierre. Wow, pretty good. Pretty good. Rowan is not playing. He's just drinking. Okay. I like it. All right. Whoa, Facebook's going crazy. What's happening? People are posting. Are they asking where the link is? I hope not, because we're at the end of round 1 already. I don't know why that is happening. Why are people commenting on videos from weeks old? Stephen got 18 out of 21. His wife got 18 out of 21, and Stephen got 17. Does your wife have a name, Stephen? Okay. All right, let's get started with round 2 before I completely go off the rails. All right, get started with round 2, our, in theory, slightly less easy round. Wow. A joke from Matt. I went fishing with Kurt Cobain's wife once. Afterwards, I said to her, Courtney Love? I like it. I like a joke you have to be careful how you pronounce. All right, come on. Let's get on with it. Round 2. Question 1. What is the capital city of Finland? Round 2. Question 1. What is the capital city of Finland? Where's the kilt? I honestly don't know where my kilt is, if I'm honest. It's been a while since I've worn it. Question 2. Which is the only one of Disney's 7 dwarves? Excuse me, pizza butt. Which is the only one of Disney's 7 dwarves to have the letter F for Foxtrot in their name? So round 2, question 2. Which is the only one of Disney's 7 dwarves to have the letter F for Foxtrot in their name? Think about that one for a little while. Question 3. In Edgar Allan Poe's poem The Raven speaks only one word. What is that word? Question 3. In Edgar Allan Poe's poem The Raven speaks only one word. What is that word? If you haven't seen the Simpsons version of that poem, it's definitely worth watching. Question 4. Gary Oldman won the 2018 Best Actor Oscar. Hey, I can say it that time. For his portrayal of which historic figure? Question 4. Gary Oldman won the 2018 Best Actor Oscar for his portrayal of which historic figure? Pierre says he only knows the poem from the Simpsons episode. All right, question 5 of our slightly more difficult round 2. Which major event in Australia's history occurred on the 19th of February, 1942? Question 5. Which major event in Australia's history occurred on the 19th of February, 1942? So just a reminder, if you want to be informed of upcoming events, go to the Facebook page, Virtual Aussie Pub Quiz, like the page, or subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is just my name. If you're watching it right now, that's the channel. But generally, a bit before 7:30 p.m. Sydney time on Tuesday nights for the next little while, I would say, at least. Things will become complicated when hockey starts up again, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. Okay, what are we up to now? Question 6. Ishihara tests, Ishihara, Ishihara tests can be used to diagnose which condition? Question 6. Ishihara tests can be used to diagnose which condition? Question 7. Which astronomical facility was destroyed during the 2003 Canberra firestorm? Question 7. Which astronomical facility was destroyed during the 2003 Canberra firestorm? Question 8. Which animal appears on the logo for Bacardi rum? Question 8. Which animal appears on the logo for Bacardi rum? Question 9. In which year did Azaria Chamberlain die, allegedly taken from her cot by a dingo? Why a dingo? Question 9. In which year did Azaria Chamberlain die, allegedly taken from her cot by a dingo? I think they did end up conclusively proving that that is what happened. They found some clothing in a dingo nest or something. Do dingoes have nests? On shaky ground factually there. Anyway, I think despite the mum going to jail for a little while, they did eventually clear her and decided that the baby definitely was taken by a dingo. Anyway, in which year did all that happen? Question 10. On a household iron, which fabric is most commonly used to indicate the highest temperature setting? Question 10. On a household iron, which fabric is most commonly used to indicate the highest temperature setting? So I had no idea about this, but I ran the question past my lovely wife, and she made a noise that made me think it was the stupidest, easiest question I'd ever asked her. So I think somewhere in the middle, we have a round 2 question. Dingoes don't live in nests, they live in lairs. Dens, maybe, like foxes. Anyway, question 11. Arthur Dent, Arthur, Dent, D-E-N-T. Arthur Dent, Arthur Dent, is the main character in which series of radio plays, novels, a TV series, and at least one movie? Hey, I iron all my own shirts, but I live in a household where I am deathly afraid of making any adjustment to the settings on the iron because my wife, as you know, is a commercial seamstress. And if I mess around with her gear, I'm in trouble. Okay, what are we up to? Question 11. Arthur Dent, Arthur Dent, is the main character in which series of radio plays, novels, TV series, and at least one movie? Okay, question 12 in our, what I think is a moderately difficult round 2 this week. Question 12. A major event leading to the start of World War I was the assassination of the Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria. In which city was he assassinated? I nearly said where was he shot, but that would have been a whole another box of dice. Question 12. A major event leading to the start of World War I was the assassination of the Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria. In which city? So that assassination was seen as the sort of the touch paper that ignited all the tension across Europe at the time and started the First World War. Question 13. What does the letter H for hotel in the disorder ADHD stand for? Slightly confusingly phrased. Question 13. In the name of the disorder ADHD, what does the letter H stand for? And it's not, hey, look, a squirrel. Sorry, that's cruel. I know, it's a serious condition. It would be horrible to have it. Question 14. What name is given to someone who looks after the hooves of horses, including the trimming and balancing of hooves and fitting horseshoes if needed? Question 14. What name is given to someone who looks after the hooves of horses, including the trimming and balancing of hooves and fitting horseshoes if needed? All right. Question 15. This is a question that is too wordy and confusing, but anyway. Question 15. What name is given to the theatre prop, which is a club-like baton that produces a loud noise when struck without transferring much force to the body? Popular in physical and boisterous comedy plays. Right. Question 15. What name is given to the theatre prop, which is a club-like baton that produces a loud noise when struck without transferring much force to the body? It's popular in physical and boisterous comedy plays. You will know the answer when you hear it. That's true of all questions, but yes, you will recognize the answer when you hear it. Question 16. We had a Mythbusters comment earlier, and we have a Mythbusters question tonight, and it is question 16. The original 2 hosts of Mythbusters were, well, it's round 2. I was going to give you one of them and let you get the next one, but what the heck, it's round 2. So who were the original 2 hosts of Mythbusters for 1 point each? Question 16. For 1 point each, who were the original 2 hosts of Mythbusters? Question 17. The citizens of which country refer to it as Magyar? Magyar. The citizens of which country refer to it as Magyar? So this is similar to one we had recently, where, for example, in Japan, the Japanese refer to Japan as Nippon. In Germany, the Germans refer to Germany as Deutschland. So in which country do the locals refer to the country as Magyar? What do we call that country? Yes, good point, Simone. I guess, yeah, I would like, for question 16, the two hosts of Mythbusters, they were always introduced with their full names, so I would like their first and second names. If you only get their first names, then I guess that's half a point each. And no extra points for the build team. I don't know if the build team were in the very first few episodes. Anyway, question 18. Question 18. What type of drum produces a sharp staccato sound due to the use of stiff wires held under tension against the drum skin? Question 18 in our increasingly difficult round 2. What type of drum produces a sharp staccato sound due to the use of stiff wires held under tension against the drum skin? Okay. In the comments, we've decided the Mythbusters build team was added in the second season, so they don't apply to this, to question 16. All right, question 19. Julie Goodwin was the winner of the first Australian series of which TV show? And for a bonus point, who was the runner-up? Question 19. Julie Goodwin was the winner of the first Australian series of which TV show? And for a bonus point, who was the runner-up? All right, and we've raced along to question 20, which is the last question in round 2, and then we will have the answers, and then we'll have our difficult/silly round 3. Question 20. Australia's international dialing code is 61. New Zealand's is 64. But which two countries have the two codes in the middle, number 62 and 63? 1 point for each. So yeah, if you're dialing an Australian phone number from outside of Australia, you use the international direct dialing prefix, the IDD prefix, which for Australia is 61, you plus 61, then the number. New Zealand's IDD code is 64. So between Australia and New Zealand, there's number 63 and 62. Which two countries have those two numbers? 1 point each. But it's only 8:15, says Pierre. I know, we started a little bit late, and round 1 took quite a while. It was nearly 8 o'clock by the time we finished round 1. And here we are at the end of round 2, and it's only 8:15. What's TV, says Matt. Okay, I'll give you another minute or two. If you need any of those repeated or clarified, or you missed any because of internet glitches, let me know. I'm running dangerously low on Perry. All right, I think everyone's okay. No one seems to need any questions repeated. Oh, 7 and 13, says Jared. Number 7 was, which astronomical facility was destroyed during the 2003 Canberra firestorm? And 13 is, in the disorder ADHD, what does the H stand for? Wow, Pierrot's doing memes in text form. Good. All right, let's get on with round 2, the answers to round 2. The answers to round 2. Here we go. Question 1 was, what is the capital city of Finland? That is Helsinki. Question 2, which is the only of Disney's 7 dwarfs to have the letter F in their name? I like this kind of question that you don't automatically know, but you can work out. So the 7 dwarves are, of course, Doc, Dopey, Grumpy, Sneezy, Sleepy, Happy, and Bashful, which has an F in it. Bashful is the answer to round 2, question 2. Number 3, in Edgar Allan Poe's... I'll get it together. Okay, in Edgar Allan Poe's poem, The Raven speaks only one word. What is that word? It is nevermore. Okay, nevermore is the answer to question 3. Question 4 was Gary Oldman won the 2018 Best Actor Oscar for his portrayal of which historic figure? That was Winston Churchill in the film Darkest Hour. Question 5, which major event in Australia's history occurred on the 19th of February 1942? That was the bombing of Darwin. It's the largest ever single attack by a foreign power on Australia. Also known as the Japanese bombing of Darwin, I guess. So question 6, Ishihara tests can be used to diagnose which condition? Those are those dotted colored diagrams that you can detect color blindness with. Question 7, so answer to question 6 was color blindness. Question 7, the astronomical facility destroyed during the Canberra firestorm was the Mount Stromlo Observatory. Mount Stromlo Observatory. Question 8 was, which animal appears on the logo for Bacardi rum? It is a bat. It's a black bat. Question 9, in which year did Azaria Chamberlain die? Allegedly taken from her cot by a dingo. That was 1980. 1980. Question 10, on a household iron, which fabric is most commonly used to indicate the highest temperature setting? That is linen. L-I-N-E-N, linen. Right, question 11, Arthur Dent. Arthur Dent is the main character in which series of radio plays, etc.? That is, of course, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Question 13, question 12. First, a major event leading to the start of World War I was the assassination of the Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria. He was assassinated in Sarajevo, which I think is the present-day capital of Bosnia-Herzegovina. But the answer is Sarajevo. Question 13, what does the letter H in ADHD stand for? That is hyperactivity. I think it's attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Question 14, what name is given to someone who looks after the hooves of horses? That is a farrier, F-A-R-R-I-E-R, farrier. Question 15, what name is given to a theatre prop that makes a loud noise without transferring much force to the body? That is a slapstick. Hence the name slapstick comedy. Question 16, the original 2 hosts of Mythbusters were, for 1 point each, Jamie Hyneman and Adam Savage. So Jamie Hyneman and Adam Savage. Quite a good partnership, despite the fact that they pretty obviously couldn't stand each other. Question 17. The citizens of which country refer to it as Magyar? That is Hungary. So the citizens of Hungary refer to it as Magyar. Question 18. Which type of drum has stiff wires held under tension against the drum skin? That is a snare drum. Snare drum. It makes sense, really. The wires are sort of like a snare that you might catch a rabbit in. Question 19. Julie Goodwin was the winner of the first Australian series of MasterChef. And the runner-up for the bonus point was Po Ling Yao, or just Po would do, P-O-H, as she's commonly known. And question 20 was Australia's international dialing code is 61, New Zealand is 64. So which 2 countries have 62 and 63? Well, 62 is Indonesia and 63 is the Philippines. All right, how did you go in round 2? a little bit difficult in the middle there. So in a few minutes, we'll start our quite difficult / silly round 3. Then we'll have our Who Am I, which you can use as a tiebreaker. And then we'll have the answer to our special challenge from last week. So let me know how you went in that round while I do a little bit of Facebook housekeeping. Very good. Whoa. 8.5 from Jared, 13 from Matt, 3 from Pierrot. That's what we call a second round collapse. And we got 10. Ad's got 15 with a shocked expression. Backoz says, from where do you draw inspiration for your trivia questions? I don't even know. It's one of those things in my brain that I just can't turn off. I don't know why. I just, whenever I see anything interesting, I just think, oh, it's an interesting trivia question. And I've been doing it for I've been hosting trivia for 15 years or so now. So Rowan's out. See you, Rowan. Peter got 12 in round 2. Pretty good. I think Stephen is still replying to a very old video. Stephen got... Oh, I don't know. I can't see his most recent one. You're replying to a very old video, Stephen. Reply to this week's video. All right. Simone got 14.5. Pierre got 8. 17, said Naomi. I was still rooting for you to end up beating him on your own powers, Naomi, but that's all right. It's good to team up. Ad's got 15 again. Very good. Okay. All right. So now we'll go into our quite difficult round 3. Oh, we have someone commenting on a link. Are they confused? Oh, no, Carolyn got 9 in round 2 and 15 in round 1. Pretty good. All right, here we go. Round 3. So the way this works, these are a bit silly or very difficult or for whatever reason, not really suitable for normal questions. So if you get any of these, you're doing pretty well. All right, so question 1. Well, this one's a true or false. How hard can it be? Question 1, true or false? Elton John's mother had an Elton John impersonator perform at her 90th birthday party instead of Elton. So question 1 of round 3, true or false? Elton John's mother had an Elton John impersonator perform at her 90th birthday party instead of Elton. Stephen was confused by me wearing a similar outfit in the 2 weeks videos. That's very true. I've sort of given up on my silly headgear, although I still have got some different silly headgear still to go. All right, what are we up to? Question 2 in round 3. This one's from Lauren. Which river in Central Australia is thought to be the oldest riverbed in the world? From Lauren, which river in Central Australia is thought to be the oldest riverbed in the world due to its geological surroundings? Question 3. The first 2 prime ministers of Australia belong to which party? Question 3 of our traditionally very difficult third round. The first 2 prime ministers of Australia belong to which party? Ed says we missed the silly headgear. Question 4. James Reyne, R-E-Y-N-E, James Reyne, was the lead singer of the band Australian Crawl from 1978 to 1986. Which city was he born in? Question 4. James Reyne, R-E-Y-N-E, was the lead singer of the band Australian Crawl from 1978 to 1986. Which city was he born in? Okay. Question 5. If you take the flag of Poland and turn it upside down, you get the flag of which other country? There's actually 2 correct answers to this question. So question 5, if you take the flag of Poland and you turn it upside down, you get the flag of which other country? And there are 2 correct answers. Deathly silence settles over the comments. Question 6. Jared says, that implies I know what the flag of Poland looks like. I think you spotted my trick. Question 6. In the London-based game of Monopoly, what are the 4 railway stations? And I think we'll have half a point each for those. Shouldn't be too hard, that one. Question 6. In the London-based game of Monopoly, what are the 4 railway stations? For half a point each. Give you a minute to furiously scribble those ones down. Question 7. The King's Indian, the Old Benoni, and the Monkey's Bum are all what? Question 7. The King's Indian, the Old Benoni, and the Monkey's Bum are all what? All right, question 8. What is the correct name, beginning with P for Peter, for the cleft common to many mammals, including humans, that extends from the nose to the top lip? So that thing there, you can't really see because I've got a moustache. But there's a kind of a dent under the middle of your nose going to the middle of the top of your lip that has a correct name beginning with P. So question 8, what is the correct name beginning with P for Peter for the cleft common to many mammals, including humans, that extends from the nose to the top lip? All right, question 7, no, question 9. Question 9, in the Creedence Clearwater Revival song, Proud Mary, what is Proud Mary? Question 9, in the Creedence Clearwater Revival song, Proud Mary, what is Proud Mary? Pierre asks if the answer to question 5, if you take the flag of Poland and turn it upside down, you get the flag of which other country, is the answer Poland? That would be a good trick question if it was true. And I can think of some flags where that is true. But question 10, question 10, the last normal question for tonight, but we still have our who am I and then our challenge answer. Okay, the correct name beginning with P for the cleft is not Poland. Ooh, you hit me right in the Poland. Okay, question 10. In the 1500s, many Catholics urged Pope Clement VIII to ban a particular drink, calling it the devil's beverage. The Pope tasted this beverage and decided not to ban it, saying that the drink was so delicious that it would be a sin to let only misbelievers drink it. Which drink was this? So question 10, in the 1500s, many Catholics urged Pope Clement VIII to ban this drink, calling it the devil's beverage. The Pope tasted this drink and decided not to ban it, and he said it's because the drink was so delicious that it would be a sin to let only misbelievers drink it. Which drink was he talking about? Right. Was it Foster's, said Back Oz. No, it wasn't Foster's. All right. If anybody, well, if you need any of those repeated, it's probably not going to do much good. Foster's is Australian for beer. Yeah, if you don't live in Australia. All right. So let's go through the answers to round 1. Actually, give you a little bit longer, another couple of minutes on those, because there's some tricky ones in there with multiple answers and things. If you do need any repeated or if I dropped out or anything, let me know. Sounds like the sound issues from before have sorted themselves out, which is good. Alrighty, let's go through the answers to round 3. Okay, round 3. Question 1 was pretty easy. It was true or false. Elton John's mother had an Elton John impersonator perform at her 90th birthday party instead of Elton. Was that true or false? It was true. It was partly because he was touring the USA at the time. Excuse me, pizza burp. He was touring the USA at the time, but also at that point they hadn't spoken in several years, but they have since reconciled. But it's true, Elton John's mother did have an Elton John impersonator perform at her 90th birthday party instead of Elton. Question 2 was from Lauren. Which river in Central Australia is thought to be the oldest riverbed in the world? That is the Finke River, Finke River, Finke River. If you got that, I am very impressed. I'd never heard of it before, but it's interesting. Oldest intact riverbed in the world. Question 3, the first 2 prime ministers of Australia belonged to which party? Not Labor, not Liberal. They were both members of the Protectionist Party. Jared tells me it's pronounced Fink, spelled Finky. Okay. So question 3, the answer is the Protectionist Party. Question 4, James Raine was the leader of the band Australian Crawl from 1978 to 1986. Also had, and still has, I believe, a pretty big solo career. He was born in, not Melbourne, not Brisbane, not Sydney. He was born in Lagos, Nigeria. So there you go. Lagos, Nigeria. Question 5. If you take the flag of Poland and you turn it upside down, you get the flag of which other country? And there are 2 correct answers. Well, Poland's flag is a white band above a red band. If you turn that upside down, you get a red band above a white band, which is the flag of Monaco or the flag of Indonesia. Oh, God. The rains in Africa. Says Backos. Very good. Very good. Yes. So, okay, Monaco is more of a principality than a country, but Indonesia is definitely a country. So I would have accepted Monaco or Indonesia for question 5. Question 6. Sorry. Backos's joke is being treated with the contempt it deserves. Question 6 was, in the London-based game of Monopoly, what are the 4 railway stations? For half a point each, they are Marylebone Station, King's Cross Station, Liverpool Street Station, and Fenchurch Street Station. Question 7, the King's Indian, the Old Benoni, and the Monkey's Bum are all chess openings. So they're all gambits or strategies you can use to open a game of chess. So they're all they're all chess openings is the answer to question 7. I know Monaco is a country, I know, but you know, it's yeah, it's a country with an asterisk. That was half a point each for the train stations, Emma. That is correct. And they were Marylebone, King's Cross, Liverpool Street, and Fenchurch Street. Question 7 was chess openings. Question 8, the correct name for the cleft in your lip is philtrum. It's a slightly trick question because it begins with P, but of course it's Philtrum. Philtrum. In humans, it has no known function, but it's useful for some other animals who probably use their sense of smell more than we do. Question 9. In the Creedence Clearwater Revival song Proud Mary, what is Proud Mary? Well, you might remember the lyrics, big wheel keep on turning, Proud Mary keep on burning, and till I took a ride on a riverboat queen. Proud Mary is a paddle steamer riverboat. So paddle steamer or riverboat or any kind of name like that. will do. Or paddle wheel boat. Question 10. In the 1500s, many Catholics urged Pope Clement VIII to ban this drink. He said it was too delicious. It would be a sin to let only misbelievers drink it. Which drink was it? It was, of course, your friend and mine, coffee. Good old coffee. Yes, the King's Indian, the Old Benoni, and the Monkey's Bum did sound like cocktails, but they were in fact chess openings. There we go. That's the end of round 3. Let me know how you went in that round. Always quite difficult. If you got any of those, you're doing pretty well. That's an odd thing to ban. Well, you know, back in those sorts of days, I imagine people were drinking coffee and getting a bit too excited, and people were thinking it was a bit uncool and sinful. Maybe putting the spirit of the devil into people by making them all excited and alert. Carolyn got 3 in round 3. It's pretty good. Not bad for round 3. Pierre got 3 as well. Simone got 3. Emma got 3. Dad's got 4. Jared got 4. Pierre got 1. Matt got 4. So not too bad. 3s, 4s, 1s. 4.5 from Naomi. Not too bad. Pierre, can't believe you forgot 2 of the stations. Ah, well, it's hard to think under pressure. All right. So that brings us to the end of round 3. People are commenting on things. Peter got 6.5 in round 3. That's pretty good. Nice one. Okay. I think that's all the messages. Good. All right, so let's go. Let's do our tiebreaker. Who am I? I think Simone is probably more likely they saw people drinking coffee and getting kind of caught up in it, and their minds wandering from God and, you know, all that kind of stuff. They took it a bit more seriously back in those days. And I guess if you do drink coffee, you do kind of, if you drink too much of it, you go a bit out of your mind. And they didn't really understand such things back then. Okay, anyway, let's get on to our Who Am I? So this one you can just play as a normal question if you like, but if you happen to be in a tie-break situation, I don't know why you're highlighting my name like that. It's quite confusing. Okay. Who am I? No. Okay, no. The who am I is not me. I'm not that egotistical. Okay, so the way this works, I'm going to read out clues as we go along. If you think you know the answer, then you can have a crack at the answer. If you're in a tiebreak situation, if you get it right first, then you win. But if you don't get it right, then you lose and the other person wins. So you want to be right, or that is, you want to be fast, but you want to be sure of your answer. All right. Good Little Bean both got 6, but for different answers. That's interesting. Nice one. Okay, so this time, so we've had Who Am I's that are, we've had people, we've had a city, we've had a year. So this time we're going to have a group of animals. So by group, I mean, so how does this work? We have, it's not a species, it's not a specific species, and it's not as broad a grouping as, say, mammal or reptile or whatever. It's a particular type of animal. It's a group of animals. Anyway, see how you go. Okay, who am I? I am a group of animals. Many species are poisonous. Many are aquatic or semi-aquatic. Some are entirely terrestrial, and some live underground. So we can be found with lungs, gills, or both, or neither. Fossils have been found dating back 164 million years. Our adult size may be anything from 2.7 centimeters long to 1.8 meters long, but most are between 10 and 20 centimeters long. We are predators, some employing hunting mechanisms, including extending a sticky tongue, but many species simply rely on small teeth. Our larvae even have teeth, unlike those of frogs. We can be drab colors or employ mimicry for camouflage, but some poisonous species signal their poison with bright warning colors. We look superficially like lizards, but we are no more closely related to lizards than we are to mammals. My group name comes from early beliefs that we were created by fires, probably due to our habit of nesting in rotten logs, from which we then escaped when they were placed onto a fire. Sorry, Peter, you got it wrong. You're out. So, my group name comes from early beliefs that we were created by fires, probably due to our habit of nesting in rotting logs, which we then escape from once they were placed on a fire. We are the only vertebrates capable of regenerating complex structures, such as lost limbs or eyes. It's not chameleons. So which vertebrates can regenerate complex structures? Well, the answer is we are collectively known as salamanders. So there you go, salamanders, kind of amazing creatures. Some have lungs, some have gills, some don't have lungs or gills, some have lungs and gills. So the answer was salamanders. So there you go. And newts are a subclass of salamander. Wrong all the way to the end. Oh, well. That's a toughie, that one. But it's interesting. Very interesting animals, salamanders. All right, here we go. So now, here's the answer to the challenge. Yeah, they're pretty cool the way they can regenerate their arms and their eyes and stuff. That's pretty amazing. All right, so here we go. So the challenge last week was, if you write out the name of all the countries in the world in English letters, in capitals, there are 5 which don't have any enclosed spaces you can fill in, and a bonus 6th one, which is a territory. Okay, so how did you go? I'll give you the answers now. They are Chile, Chile, Yemen, Yemen, Fiji, Fiji. Now you would think they'd all be short, right? But actually the last 2 are surprisingly long. One of them is Liechtenstein, Liechtenstein, and the other one, the last one, is the Seychelles, The space Seychelles. There you go. So Chile, Yemen, Fiji, the Seychelles, and Liechtenstein. And the bonus one is Niue, Niue, which is a self-governing state in free association with New Zealand, with a population of about 1,600. So it's a country, it is a separate country, has its own government and everything, but because it's so small, it delegates a lot of their admin stuff to New Zealand. So that's Niue, Niue. So how'd you go? That was an interesting little extra challenge at the end there. I got that from a podcast that I listened to, the Ellis James and John Robbins podcast, I think. One of many UK chat type podcasts I listen to. Anyway, there we go. Yep, just catching up on the comments. Good. All right, so I hope you had fun. That was fun. I'm going to go into a room that's less cold than this one. See you all next week. If you want to be reminded of future events, go to the Facebook page, Virtual Aussie Pub Quiz, and like the page, and then you'll be informed of future events. Nice one. All right. I think that's basically everything to say. Once again, I hope that the COVID thing is not getting you down too much. Sounds like, once again, things are being less and less restrictive. Let's hope that that pays off and doesn't go horribly wrong. And let's hope things calm down in the States. I've been looking at the front page of Reddit and news pages today, and crikey, it's all kicking off over there. All right, glad you all had fun. See you next week. Simone Bailey says challenge. I already gave the answer to the challenge. Oh, you want another challenge? No extra challenge this week. That was kind of a one-off thing. Maybe I'll think of one for next week. All right, take it easy. See ya. Bye.